let's be honest. Most things inside Disney World are not worth the money. The prices are high, the impulse buy traps are everywhere, and somehow a 5-minute walk down Main Street can leave you holding a glowing toy, a giant cupcake, and a receipt you are afraid to look at. But after years of studying how Disney trips actually work, not just what Disney sells, there are a few purchases that genuinely improve the experience. Some save time, some replace other expenses, and a few become better souvenirs than anything stacked on a gift shop shelf. We're going through 8 of them, starting with the cheapest repeat-use purchase and building toward one that can completely change a park day. Buy the wrong extras, and you can waste hundreds of dollars. Buy the right ones, and your trip may actually feel easier, fuller, and more memorable. Ready? Let's go. Number 1. A standard refillable popcorn bucket. The first purchase is not the enormous limited edition character bucket people line up for at 6 in the morning. Once a popcorn container needs its own airplane seat, we are no longer discussing budget strategy. The real value is the ordinary refillable popcorn bucket. At many carts, a standard souvenir bucket costs roughly $15, while refills are generally under $3 and remain valid for the length of your stay. A regular cardboard serving can cost around $6. That means a popcorn-eating family can reach the break-even point surprisingly fast. Buy the bucket and get 4 refills, and your total lands around $25. 4 individual servings could run close to $24 already, before counting the first bucketful. But the hidden value is not merely cheaper popcorn, it is snack insurance. Yeah, you heard me, snack insurance. Disney hunger appears right after you join a long queue or claim a fireworks spot nobody wants to surrender. A bucket gives the group something shareable without buying 4 separate snacks. It also travels better than ice cream in Florida. There are limits. Refills are typically available at participating popcorn carts, not every location or for every specialty flavor. The bucket is useful only during that stay. So, do not bring one from 3 vacations ago and expect the chip or the cast member to recognize its emotional significance. If nobody loves popcorn, skip it. Otherwise, buy a plain bucket early, clip the empty handle to a backpack, and refill only when the group would have bought a snack anyway. Disney savings count only when they replace spending. Popcorn handles the parks, but the next purchase quietly pays for itself back at the resort. Number 2. The resort refillable drink mug, if you use the resort. Disney's resort refillable mug is one of the easiest purchases to recommend badly. The current mug costs about $23 and includes fountain drinks, coffee, and tea at self-service beverage stations in Disney resort hotels for the length of your stay. Notice the important word, resorts. This is not unlimited soda inside the theme parks. You cannot walk into Epcot, wave the mug like a tiny plastic passport, and receive free Coke around World Showcase. So the value depends entirely on your routine. If you rope drop, stay until closing, and return only to collapse, the mug may become a $23 decoration. If you drink coffee before leaving, take resort breaks, use the food court, or enjoy pool time, it can pay off. Use a simple test before buying it. Count how many resort drinks you would honestly purchase. If you expect 2 paid beverages a day over a 5-night stay, the mug is easy to justify. If you mostly drink water and make coffee in the room, keep the money. Every person does not automatically need one. Buy according to actual habits, not because matching mugs look cute beside the sink. One guest may live on coffee and Diet Coke, another may carry water all week. It works especially well on a resort day. Refill at breakfast, by the pool, and with dinner. Just remember that at a sprawling resort, unlimited sounds less magical when each refill requires a long expedition in wet flip-flops. It also becomes a usable souvenir long after the refill access expires. That makes it practical. Our next purchase is the opposite. Deeply personal, old-fashioned, and somehow still one of Disney World's best bargains. Number 3. A hand-cut silhouette portrait. Walk past thousands of mass-produced shirts, ears, tumblers, and plush toys, and you can still find an artist creating a portrait with black paper and scissors. Disney's hand-cut silhouette portraits are one of the rare souvenirs that feel both uniquely Disney and completely yours. The artist studies your profile and cuts the image in minutes. Folded paper generally produces mirrored copies. Recent listings put a basic portrait around the mid-teens per person, with the oval frame sold separately. Even framed, it can cost less than a Spirit jersey, and nobody else leaves with yours. That's the difference between merchandise and memory. A shirt fades, a toy loses its batteries, a silhouette can hang for decades. Families can return as children grow, couples can place two profiles together, and some artists can work from a clear side profile photo of a pet. For a clean result, remove bulky hats or ears unless you want them included. Ask what will read best before settling into position. Artists work at locations such as Magic Kingdom and Disney Springs, although availability varies. Check early, ask when the artist is expected, and protect the paper from rain and crushed backpacks. It's not flashy, it feels connected to Disney craftsmanship and nostalgia, and requires neither a second mortgage nor a charging cable. Now, those first three purchases are relatively easy on the budget. The next level is different. Before spending more, ask yourself one question. Does this purchase add something or replace something? The best expensive upgrades replace wasted time, several smaller costs, or an experience you would have otherwise chased all day. And the next three do exactly that when used correctly. One takes you backstage for less than many character meals, one lets the characters come to you, and one can buy back hours on the busiest day of the trip. But each has a version that is absolutely not worth it. So this is where the fine print really matters. Number 4, Epcot's Behind the Scenes Tour. If you want an extra that feels genuinely extra without spending hundreds of dollars, Behind the Scenes is one of Disney World's strongest values. This is a 1-hour walking tour through the greenhouses and fish farm inside the Land Pavilion at Epcot, the same working environments you glide past on Living with the Land. Instead of hearing the attraction's broad narration from the boat, you step inside the growing areas with a guide and see Disney's agricultural work up close. The tour currently runs about $39 to $49 per person before tax, depending on the date, and valid Epcot admission is required. A family should still do the full math, because $40-something multiplied by 5 is not small. What makes it worth considering is the level of access. You get a guided experience in a space regular guests cannot freely explore. Ask questions, examine unusual growing systems, learn about hydroponics, and notice details the boat passes too quickly to explain. It is especially valuable for gardeners, teachers, science-minded kids, and anyone fascinated by park operations. It also provides a calm hour during a hectic Epcot day. Ride Living with the Land first, so the boat becomes your preview. Book the tour during the hot middle of the day, wear comfortable closed-toe shoes, and remember, it is educational. A child who considers vegetables a personal attack may not regard a greenhouse walk as vacation magic. For the right person, though, this costs less than many premium meals and creates a story far more interesting than "we bought another hoodie." Speaking of premium meals, there is one category that can be worth the markup, but only if you understand what you're really buying. Number 5. One strategically chosen character meal. Character dining is rarely worth the price based on food alone. Chef Mickey's dinner currently costs $69 per adult and $44 per child, ages 3 to 9, before tax and gratuity. Macaroni and cheese did not acquire Wall Street value because Goofy walked past it. What you are buying is consolidation. You need to eat, and you want interactions, photos, and autographs. A character meal puts it all in one air-conditioned table instead of sending you through several meet-and-greet waits. That can be worth it. Once. The smartest version is often a late resort breakfast on a rest or arrival day. Topolino's Terrace at Disney's Riviera Resort offers Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy in unique artist-inspired outfits. Breakfast sits in Disney's $35 to $59 adult price band. A late reservation also does double duty. Eat a small snack early, then let the character breakfast become brunch. You have effectively combined 2 meals, several character greetings, photos, and a resort visit. Do not book one simply because a planning checklist says every child requires character dining. Look at the actual lineup. A princess fan may get more value from a princess experience. A preschooler terrified of 6-foot-tall chipmunks may spend the meal under the table. And adults who care mainly about food can often eat better elsewhere for less. 1 meal can create a highlight. 4 can turn the vacation into a commute between dining rooms. Choose characters your group loves. Book a time that replaces low-value hours, arrive hungry, and have autograph books at the ready. That purchase saves motion. The next one can save literal hours, but only if you refuse Disney's invitation to buy every version of it. Number 6. Lightning Lane Multipass on the right day. Paying extra to skip lines after buying a park ticket can feel like being charged for a fork after ordering dinner. The frustration is understandable, but value is not measured by how emotionally fair a purchase feels. It is measured by what it changes. Lightning Lane Multipass can be worth it on 1 or 2 selected days, especially at Magic Kingdom, where the attraction inventory supports meaningful reservations. It can help at Hollywood Studios as well when waits are heavy. Prices vary by date and park, and Disney displays current pricing and availability in the My Disney Experience app. With Multipass, guests choose up to 3 experiences and arrival windows in advance, then can make additional selections after redeeming experiences on the visit day. It's subject to availability, though. The mistake is purchasing it for every person, every day, before deciding what problem it solves. Start with your must-dos. Check whether they participate, whether they are in Multipass or sold as single pass, and estimate the standby time you could avoid. If a family spends $100 and saves 40 minutes, that's pretty poor value. If the same purchase avoids 3 or 4 long waits, reduces conflict, and lets the group take a midday break without abandoning any key rides, the calculation changes. Make advanced choices as early as eligibility permits. Favor hard-to-get attractions and earlier windows because redeeming one lets you look for another sooner. Do not reserve a ride that usually has a 10-minute wait. Multipass loses value when everyone sleeps in late, misses their windows, or refuses half the rides. It rewards guests who plan but remain flexible. This is not a moral endorsement of paid line skipping, it's a tactical purchase. On a low-crowd Animal Kingdom day, keep your money in your pocket. On a packed Magic Kingdom day with a long attraction list, it may be the difference between a productive day and paying admission to study the backs of strangers' t-shirts. Now, we are at the 2 biggest purchases on the list. These are also the easiest to reject based on sticker price alone. Nearly $200 for photographs? Another event ticket after you already flew to Florida? That sounds absurd, until either purchase replaces several costs and solves a problem the entire group feels. The next one is not for a solo traveler who hates photos, but for a family taking a rare milestone or multi-generational trip. It can become the only purchase that grows more valuable after the vacation is over. Number 7. Memory Maker. Memory Maker is worth the money for one simple reason. It puts the photographer back into the vacation. Without it, one person becomes the unpaid family documentarian, taking every castle picture and character hug, then arriving home with hundreds of memories proving they were apparently never there. Memory Maker includes downloads of eligible Disney PhotoPass photos and videos from the vacation, including pictures taken by PhotoPass photographers, select attraction photos and videos, and magic shots. The standard advance purchase price is currently $185 when bought at least 3 days ahead of time. Buying later costs $210. Disney also offers a one-day option, which may be smarter for a short trip or a single celebration day. The advance purchase rule is really important. Photos taken within 3 days of or before the discounted purchase date are not included. Do not wait until you are standing under the train station, buy the cheaper version, and expect instant coverage. To make Memory Maker earn its price, use it aggressively. Stop at photographers in more than one location. Ask whether a magic shot is available. Take daylight and nighttime castle photos. Scan after attractions. Link everyone properly through the family and friends list in the My Disney Experience app so the trip's eligible photos collect together. And download the files before they expire. Disney currently says PhotoPass photos expire 45 days after they are taken. The break-even point is not just the cost of individual downloads. Compare it with arranging even a short family photo session back home. And then add attraction shots, character moments, holiday card options, and the convenience of everyone appearing in the same frame. Memory Maker is most compelling for first visits, anniversaries, birthdays, proposals, large families, multi-generational groups, and trips that may not happen again for years. One linked purchase can cover eligible images associated with connected family and friends, making the effective per-person cost much easier to swallow for a larger group. Skip it if you are traveling alone and rarely stop for photos, if an annual pass benefit already includes downloads you need, or if your package includes the service. Also, remember that photographers will generally take a picture with your phone when feasible. Memory Maker buys the downloads and the complete collection, not exclusive permission to stand in front of the castle. The best souvenirs trigger a feeling. Years later, nobody gathers the family around to admire a credit card receipt. They do gather around the photographs. And the final purchase is the most expensive recommendation here. But when planned as a replacement instead of an add-on, it can deliver something ordinary park admission cannot offer. Number 8. Disney After Hours, instead of another full park day. Disney After Hours looks like terrible value if you treat it as an extra charge stacked on top of a full-price park day. Don't do that. Treat it as the park day. These separately ticketed limited-capacity events typically provide 3 official event hours after normal closing, lower waits at participating attractions, included snacks and select bottled beverages, and entry a few hours before the event begins. In 2026, Hollywood Studios events range from $155 to $189 before tax, while Epcot ranges from $155 to $179. Dates, parks, attractions, and prices vary, and events can sell out. That is expensive, but compare the right things. If you use the morning to sleep, swim, explore a resort, or visit Disney Springs, then enter with the event ticket at the permitted early entry time, you may not need a standard park admission that day. You may not need Lightning Lane. Included popcorn, ice cream novelties, and bottled beverages can replace snacks you would have actually purchased on a regular day. Most importantly, you may experience several headliners in a few concentrated hours instead of spending an entire day in standby lines. The value is strongest for guests who stay awake late, prioritize rides, and visit during busier periods. Hollywood Studios is particularly interesting because a small number of high-demand attractions can dominate a normal day. At After Hours, the entire rhythm changes. You're buying attraction density, the amount of experience packed into each hour. But there are warnings. Do not schedule this after a rope drop morning in another park and assume everybody will remain delightful until 1 in the morning. That's not going to happen. That is how expensive magic turns into an expensive family argument. Take the day slowly. Eat a real meal before the event. Included frozen treats are not dinner, no matter how many Mickey bars you stack. Check the attraction list, event hours, and entry time for your specific date. Buy early if the event matters to your plan. And understand that lower waits do not mean every attraction is guaranteed or instantly available. After Hours is not automatically worth it for families with very young children, guests who fade by 9, or anyone more interested in daytime shows and atmosphere than rides. But for the night owls, with a concentrated must-do list, it can outperform a conventional park day. That is the thread connecting every purchase here. Value is personal, but it is not mysterious. So, which Disney purchase has been completely worth it for your family, and which one do you still regret? Let us know in the comments. If this saved you from one overpriced impulse buy, like this video, share it with your Disney crew, and subscribe for more honest park advice. Then click the next video on your screen because your adventure is just beginning.